I wanted to introduce you to this little guy. If you haven't seen this Care Bear before, his name is, what is it? A piece of the heart, or what is it? A work of the heart. A work of heart. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't know why I can't remember that correctly. I just said it like 15 times today. Anyways, so yeah, he's a work of heart. And you see he's got this little paint palette board with a heart shape, and the paints are all little hearts. This is the older one. You can see he's all like patchwork together. He's super cute. I love him. He's adorable. You see he's got like the old hair, like they used to have like the troll hair, basically. But I figured I would maybe name him, and I thought maybe Newton. Newton might be a cute name, huh? For my little work of heart Care Bear from Winsor and Newton. Anyways, they haven't made a new one yet in the new style. So, but I ordered a handmade one. So, hopefully I'll get that soon. But I just think they're just so adorable. And this one especially, since, you know, it's kind of like what I do now. Art. Which is also a work of heart. Anyways, we'll set him aside. You can sit over here. Then I also got a placemat, so I can try and like make sure I'm in the frame of the video. Now, of course, like this is a vintage one from, I don't know, the 80s, or what is this? I have a copyright date on it. 1985. So it's kind of yellowed some. And I'm wondering, I think it's just the plastic that's yellowed. So I'm wondering if I can take it apart and re-laminate it with new plastic that's not all dyed or like, you know, stained in sun-dyed yellow or aged yellow. So that might happen. Maybe I might get this upgraded. But for now, the reason for the video, whenever I did my video about the ink tracing books, I had some interest in seeing some flip-throughs of these books that I got. I only had a couple, and they were both the same brand, so they had very similar levels of detail. So I wanted to get some more examples to show you in some of the different ones that they have, because they have ones that are much easier, they have ones that are harder, they have different styles, ones with different colors on them, some with no color, some that you can color later. So I wanted to get some different ones and show you your options. But as a reminder, I was showing you a page out of this pocket version. This brand here, Chroma Ink Editions, is the only brand that I saw that had pocket editions, which is this size. And then the rest are all pretty much this size, this normal coloring book size, 8x11 sheet of paper kind of size. And just a refresher, I can't remember if I showed you my completed picture or partial picture, but this took me about 20 minutes to do the whole thing. Maybe a little longer, around that time. But I was able to do this as if I was inking it myself. And so a lot of artists, what they do when they're inking this kind of picture is they will try and do it without lifting their pen. So that's what I tried to do, was follow his lines without lifting my pen. And I'm pretty sure it's a him because I think his name is Neil for this brand. I think it's Neil, but I'll have to go back and double check. But as I did it, I would follow the lines and then try and see where he'd go next and just keep going with him and what he was doing and try and figure out where he was headed ahead of time so that I could do the lines correctly and kind of, you know, be in the brain of the artist, be it like so to see what he was doing next or kind of envision his thought process of what he did next. So that's what I kind of did. And doing these inking coloring books, for a lack of a better word, inking books, they really help you give your hand a lot of good muscle memory on doing these things. So, and that's important to me because I want to be able to do portraits and draw portraits and paint portraits and stuff like that. So muscle memory and doing these kinds of actions with inking and drawing is important to me. But just as a relaxation technique, this is amazing because it's mindless. It's mindless and you can just do it. But there's the subconsciously, I guess, maybe, or I don't know how to explain it. You have to think about it a little bit because it's work to stay on the lines. So you're thinking about, if you don't go through what I did, where I was trying to be in the mind of the artist, right? If you just want to follow the lines and be done with it, you can do that, but you still have to think about it a little bit so that you can stay on the line and go to the next line. So it's nice because it basically is a very good way to clear your mind. If you're having trouble with, you know, your mind is on repeat for something, who knows what, this will help you take your mind off of it because it's very hard to think about something else and do this at the same time. So just as a thought for like an art therapy, mind meditation kind of thing, these are helpful in that regard. So I figured we'd flip through some of these books, and instead of flipping through this tiny one, we'll flip through the bigger one because it's exactly the same. The pictures are exactly the same, it's just bigger. And you can see, like I haven't even finished this page yet, but I was using this page to see what size pens I liked and what colors pens and stuff. So I'd use a different pen on each pumpkin, each jack-o'-lantern, and see which ones I liked. For me, I like the 0.05, and I was using a Micron sepia colored pigment pen. I like the brown on this paper, on this autumn, the autumn color schemes. I like the brown instead of black. And then I will show you some other ones where you might like a bigger pen instead, perhaps. And you might like a bigger pen on these ones as well. My friend Black Cat Art Creations, she likes the bigger, like 0.8 or 1.0 micron size to use these, or the brush. This is the brush, but because she wants to not see any white when she's done, and she's not being really particular, and everywhere there's 2 lines, doing 2 lines. So let me show you. Let me try and zoom in here. Let me see if I can zoom in. If you look at these, there's multiple lines right here. There's 2 lines right there, 3 lines right there. I know it's hard to see on the screen. So right at the very edge, there's 3 lines on that side, 2 on that side, right at the very edge. So for her, just the fact that she did 1 line down and it covered both white lines, she was good with that. For me, for my purposes, where I want to practice what the artist was doing, I wanted to be able to see both lines and a pen that let me still see the other line once I was finished with the first line. So she likes a bigger pen. I like a smaller pen for the same book. So let's start flipping through these. Let me zoom back into where we belong. I'm using a new program, so I don't exactly have the hang of this yet, but we're getting there. There, I think. There we go. All right. So this one here is of leaves. And as we get going, we will probably go faster. But I want to be able to show you like a close-up version of these as well. So this one's just like overlapping leaves. This one is a scene. So there's like some pumpkins down here, grasses, pumpkins, and it's like, it's a vegetable stand. There's pumpkins here on this table or shelf, and then this is an awning and the roof, trees in the background. It's that one. This one's another scene with a canoe or fishing boat, the water. And then it looks like maybe mountains in the background, sun, trees on both sides. This one is leaves here blowing in the wind with these bubbles that might be snow or rain kind of bubbles, but there's just these round dots that I think mean snow or rain or something. But the swirls or the wind, and then the leaves over here. And then there's some tree branches, and more leaves. Let me zoom in on this one so you can see it a little better. Oops, grabbed the wrong. Once again, I grabbed the wrong thing on the screen. There you go. Okay. This one is more that, like the wind in some leaves. So you can see these swirls and then leaves here at the ends of these. Let me zoom in on that one too. This one's just wind or just swirls. Paisley looking swirls. More leaves. And these are bigger leaves. Like that's one leaf right there. This is grass, like wheat. This is the tops of stalks of grass. And this is that bridge that I did, and another one, the pocket version. Then this one is a person walking down a path, I believe, and there's wind, and then the trees are hanging over the path. This one is bushes, like you're on the side of a mountain looking down, and this is like a farm field, and then a city back here, or it might be like grain silos back here, and then mountains, and then the sun and the sky. And then this one is, it looks like a road, but it's got these pillars. Maybe it's a canal. Let me zoom in. You can see what I'm talking about. So it's got these like wooden posts and like waterway or something right here with trees on the side. So I'm thinking it might be a canal or a walkway of some sort. And then there's farm fields back here, some stones, and then mountains, the sun, and then the sky. This one is a campfire. This is the fire right here, and the people around the campfire. Close up pine trees, further away pine trees, the moon, and the sky. This is that same waterway or walkway. You know, the fields or whatever. More fields. Church or a big building of some sort. And then the sky and some mountains in the distance on this side. A river going through some trees, or a road. It could be a road swaying back in through there. And then the sun or moon, probably sun since it's yellow. Buildings on a town, a brick walkway, some bushes, trees, some more buildings, or like townhouses, probably. Like this is a fence right here. This is a still life of winter vegetables, fall vegetables, pumpkins, squashes, what are these, acorns or something, then some cherries or grapes. I don't know, that might be cherries or grapes or something, cranberries, corn, another pumpkin in a basket. Here, let me just zoom in on that for a second so you can kind of see. This one is a deer, a buck. There's his antlers. Moon or sun, trees on both sides, plants like crabapple trees maybe down in here, and then just a clearing in the woods. This one is patterns, like a patch together quilt kind of thing with different patterns. They've got sew marks, like thread marks. These books are really cool. I really like them a lot. This one is a stack of firewood. This is the end of logs, like the cut ends of logs with the tree ear circles, pumpkins, this one is big maple leaves, so that's one leaf right there. And this is more pumpkins, different shapes of squash gourds and things. Some more leaves blowing in the wind. This one looks like pine tree, or like something that has, oh, these are acorns. Okay, yeah. So it's an oak tree. These are oak leaves right here. When I first pictured it, I didn't see the outline of the leaves. And this is more oak leaves. Different kind of oak, looks like. Or maybe it's a different kind of tree, but it looks like an oak, but with pointier leaves. More leaves. These ones look like ash, maybe. The leaves. And then my jack-o'-lanterns I'm working on. And then this is the ocean. Mountains on both sides where a river comes into the ocean. Actually, it's not an ocean, it's a lake or something, or just the river flowing, because there's more mountains in the background here. And then the sun and the clouds. More leaves blowing in the wind. I'm looking up through the branches of a tree with no leaves at the sun or the moon. Probably the sun since it's orange. A wreath of leaves and different fruits and berries, pumpkins. Another like sunrise, sunset kind of. There's more mountains on both sides and in the back with the sun and the water, and some birds in this one. There's 3 birds, or there's a lot more birds, but they're little. Flying south. And then these are winter scarves and hats. You can see there's a cap with a puffy ball on the top. And then here's the rim that goes like a band around your forehead. And there's just different hats and scarves. And gloves too. And that's all on that one. So that is the autumn. There's pocket and the full-size version. If you want the lines further apart, I'd get the full-size version. But I like both of them. They're both fun. Then, just as an example, the same company has color by lines books, which they're basically color by number, but you fill in between it. The lines make a box, and in between that box you color the color of the lines, and you end up making this picture. So they have like 3 or 4 of these books too, which these are so pretty. So I like these as well. These are not a new thing though. I don't know if the ink tracing is really a new thing either, but these, what is it called? Color Questopia? Might be a UK company. I think it's Questopia. They have color by lines books, I think. So, and theirs are not this hard. Like these are pretty detailed. So, they're nice though. Hopefully one of these days I'll be able to get one of those completely finished. And then here's another example of its basically reverse coloring book. But this one's kind of easier. I say easier and then I pull up this one. See, this one's like a a landscape. Where's the sky? Maybe some trees or something. Water here. Flowers go around. I don't even know what that one is. Just blocks. You have to decide what it is. People. Oh, it's people. Like there's a head. There's a head. There's a head. It's a crowd. And you would draw. I mean, you just draw where you think the lines are supposed to go on these ones. Sometimes they're pretty evident of what they are. You know, like this is a stem. Obviously, the lines go around it. But sometimes they're harder, like that one that was back there. So this is an example of a reverse coloring book where you basically trace or find the image. So this is a lady talking on a cell phone, maybe. Something splashing up in the air. Flower. Nothing looked like that, did it? But there's some, like, the pictures that they have in there, which I think we saw. We didn't see these two, but this company is, what is it? Colorful Mind Studio is this company. It's pretty cool, but I like the ink tracing ones myself better, I think. We made a pile of these, or they're not gonna fall over. Same company, that Colorful Mind Studio. I got this Halloween reverse one. It looks kind of fun. Some of them aren't as difficult as in that book, that other book. You can kind of see where you need to put the lines on these ones. So it was interesting, though. Not too bad. That's Halloween reverse coloring book by the Colorful Mind Studio. That Chroma Ink Editions has two other pocket versions, Mandalas and Patterns and Botanical, and they have their own books for each of those, which here's the Mandalas one. And I don't know where the Botanical one was. I thought I had it, but we'll see. So we'll look at this one just real quick. This is just patterns and mandalas, so. It's cool. I like these a lot. This is the Chroma Ink Edition. Some of these are like very abstract. I like these. I have a lot of fun with these ones. That's Mandalas and Patterns. And I'll see, I think I have one of those, so I'll just leave it to the side for right now. And then here's there's a vintage flowers. So this one is sort of like you would see in a botanical drawing book. So like here's all the pictures about what it is you're drawing and the information about it. And then there's what you draw. This is the hydrangea. Let's zoom in on this one so you can kind of see the detail. It's pretty detailed. And they're all flowers. Iris, lilies, foxglove, I like this book a lot as well. This one would be fun to do like while you're planting, not while, but like during the season that you're planting your flowers, so you get to know a little bit more about your flowers as you plant them. And then when they start blooming, then you'll see them. But what is this? So this is the whole list that's in there. Instructions on how to use the book. That's the vintage flowers. Then this one is Hidden Cities. This one's pretty cool too. This is one of my favorites. So you just kind of see the city. Let me grab the paper correctly here. So it doesn't say Hidden Cities up here. It says it in here. So this is where you need to look if you're looking for the name of this one. But they're just all like different shapes of cities. Some's futuristic, some are ancient cities, some are fantastic cities. Treehouse. Beach houses. It's like on the side of a mountain or something, maybe. A city. I mean, like a busy city. It's high rises. That's what I meant to say. That looks like waterways or trains or something. Roadways. Ice. Train tracks. These are cool. There's no doubt. They're very cool. That was like an industrial steampunk kind of city. That one looks like a mushroom. It is a mushroom. It's the Smurfs. These ones are really cool though. This company is very detailed. And then as an example of a different kind of book that is also an inking book though. This Creature Corners, a book to trace and color by Brittany and Meredith. This one's cute. It's a different shape, like this is the 8x11 board, so it's whatever, 10 by 10 probably. These ones are in blue, and you trace them before or after you color. So you can either color them and not trace them at all, and then hide the blue line work, or trace them and then color them, or trace them after you color them. This is like a city with these different creature people. Just very different images. Spa. Hot tubs or hot springs. This is a mine. An origami paper station. The gym. Don't we all love the gym? Greenhouse. That one's really pretty. On their scooters with balloons and kites. Haunted house. Things. Camping. That's a fruit stand. That's like a bazaar where they're selling lights. A garage. Drive-in. Record store. An art studio. That one. Perfume. Cart, like in the middle of the mall. Post office. And then another post office, I guess. Telescope. Can't remember what those are called. Observatory. Planetariums. Vault in a bank or a brewery, or what is this? Teapot tea shop. Tailor. A bus. Another stand. Fish stand at the pier. Robot combat. Like a, it's called a mud room. Oh, they're making clay pots. Shoe store. 7-Eleven. 24/7. And then some tips on inking. Creature Corners. Thought that was a really cute book. By Brittany Meredith. And then here's some more by Colorful Mind Studios. We'll just look at these quickly. They have another Halloween reverse coloring book, but this one is just inking. It's not really a reverse coloring book. So this one's more what I like. So, I mean, all of these are super cute. Owls. Oops. Haunted houses. So it's the Halloween reverse by Colorful Mind Studio. Then this one's fairy houses. And this is like all the different houses. See how this one is not quite as hard as the Chroma Ink Editions, right? And then this one is flowers. And butterflies, looks like. I know Soraya wanted to use these as like collage papers. That's really pretty. It's like a paisley group of flowers. Zendoodle paisleys. So these would be cool as collage papers as well, if you didn't want to trace them. This one is reverse fantasy fairy homes again. These ones are mansions. Cool, huh? And then this one is animals. So some of these are kind of Zen doodly animals. Lion, wolves, owl, tiger, lion again. What is it? Koala, I think. Or, yeah, koala. Cat, bobcat, lynx, something with very fuzzy hair on their face. Bear, elephant, cat, rabbit, butterfly or moth, rabbit, panther or a mountain lion, elephant, rabbit, rhino, giraffe, another, maybe a female lion, another bird, hawk maybe, some flowers, cat, cats, Rabbits. It's animals. There was some dogs in there too. Then this is just random artworks. Oh, and by the way, something interesting I found out. The day I ordered these is the day they were printed. So Amazon is printing books on demand. I didn't realize they were doing that, which is kind of cool. So they basically don't have to set up their machines. They're already set up. They just have to feed the right paper in for the right books. So this one's just random art, like there's a house in the background. A lot of these are like little houses. It's flowers. There's pine trees in the water. Little fishing boat. A sailboat. There's another, a bigger like kind of sailboat. A silo or something, a clock tower, something like that. Little kind of fairy houses. More lakes and sails and oceans and waters and pine trees. Flowers. More houses and trees. Mushrooms. Fruit. That's the one with the sailboat on the front. This one is pretty cool. It has two swans on the front. I like this one. It's got some more houses and flowers. There's a pretty kitty. You see him? There's his face. Ear. Another ear. There's his legs. That's a kitten. Little kitten. A dog. Puppy. Butterflies. There's a mandala. Fairy houses. There's some easier flowers. More flowers. Very detailed, big, like 1800s mansion house in the south. Plantation house, maybe. Mandalas. Roses. More mandalas. These fairy houses. Lots of fairy houses. Flamingos. There's the swans in the teacup. Leaves. So that's the one with the swans on the front. And then this one is more fairy houses. They do a lot of fairy houses. So we'll just do this one really fast. This one looks like it may be one of the easier fairy house ones. This one is volume 2. Okay, there's those. Then this particular group, they have many more books, but I only got the 2. They have ink tracing mandala patterns and ancient cities. They have landscapes, they have fairy houses, they have animals, they have these ones though by Figgy Designs. They look a little easier, not as highly detailed. You can see on here you got much better, like a bigger line, thicker line, less lines on the page all together. So these ones would be for someone who likes the thicker line, wants to use a marker, would rather not spend all day doing it, not getting really down in the details, just kind of quickly doing it. This would be for them. They're beautiful though. Mandala patterns, and then ancient cities. See how the cities are way easier. Yeah, like this one would be like if my brain was really, really turned off. I could use these to just relax and do something. Be productive somehow. That is Ink Tracing Ancient Cities and Mandalas by Figgy Designs. Now, there was only one from this company, which actually can I even remember? Yeah. Yolia Art. They have another book, reverse coloring or something maybe. Their lines are much thicker. Oh, it was Cubism. They have a Cubism coloring book where it's like abstract designs that you color. So isn't that really pretty? Like these ones are really pretty. So this is Ink Tracing by Yolia Designs, Y-O-L-I-A, Yolia. I really like this book, really like it. Then if you want to have fun and do crazy doodles, you can do some crazy doodles. This is Lightouch is the company. And like these ones, you just like fill in the lines and do your crazy doodles. And this one says, from the mind of Albert Spoon. So this is an actual foreshore person drawing. But they're funny. It has cat faces. What is that cat? Alice in Wonderland cat. You could do that for the Alice in Wonderland November thing. That who's doing it? Meg from Meg's Coloring Corner and Jamie, I think, from Jamie's Coloring Love. Maybe, I think they're doing, maybe it's Julianne. Somebody's doing an Alice in Wonderland thing in November. Wonder if that's him. The ones with the man's face. Or that's him. But anyways, Crazy Doodles, Light Touch, 1T, Light Touch. And they also have Floral Harmony. And I think they also had a couple other inking books, but I only got the 2. I thought this one was really pretty as well. Another one that's not so crazy with the lines. What you doing, Sunny? No barking. No barking, Sunny. Lots of flowers. Beautiful, beautiful flowers. Sorry about that. My roommate just got home. It's late and Sunny likes to bellow sometimes at the darkness. But there's the Floral Harmony by Light Touch. Then there was Zenline Creations is another one that has some inking books. This one is Historical Landmarks. So I tried to get ones that were different. This one actually is cool because it gives you some information and then the landmark to do. These ones are harder to see. The white lines aren't quite as white and obvious as some other ones. I think maybe the backgrounds aren't, sorry about that, are too dark maybe. So don't get this book if you have a hard time seeing on dark backgrounds, because you won't be able to see these lines. It's hard for me to even see because they're, I wouldn't even say they're exactly white. They're more like a cream colored on top of the background, so it's even harder to see. Like, actually, I'm not even sure I can do this book. But I'll try it. I'll get a magnifying glass and try it. There's the Louvre. What is that? Kremlin. Great Wall. Flatiron Building in Paris. Eiffel Tower. Easter Island. CN Tower in Toronto, Canada. Big Ben in London. Angkor Wat in Cambodia. I really cannot see that. Like, this book is, this book will be difficult. I would suggest not getting it unless you plan on using a magnifying glass or you have really good vision. So that's the Escape Coloring Book, Historical Landmarks by Zenline Creations. Ink tracing. Then these ones were cool by, it's not Figgy Designs, it's Zingy Designs. They have Glorious Hair and Futuristic Landscapes, and they had one that was Beautiful Women, and they had Fairy Houses, and they had some other ones. But let's look at the hair ones. These ones and they also have pictures of others, like reverse coloring books that they have. Cozy Christmas, that was one they had. That it was cool. I didn't get it because I didn't think I'd do a bunch of pictures of Santa Claus. So, but these are cool. The lines are thicker. You can see them very well. And it's cool to draw the hair. It was really cool. Practice those kinds of lines. These are flowers in there with that hair. These ones might be cool for collage as well. So there's all different kinds of women's hair. And some are more zen doodly than others. But it's cool. I like it. This is Zingy Designs. And this is what the front looks like. Glorious hair. And then the futuristic landscapes. These are all like sci-fi kind of cities and buildings. And, well, you know, that one was in space because there's rings around that. Many planets. Train cars, some sort. This reminds me of Stargate Atlantis. The buildings too. And then those are all the different futuristic landscapes. Also easier to do, thicker lines. Zingy Designs. And then I saw a set of books. Stress Relief Ink Tracing. Art Brut Edition. Which, this was who? Zenline Creations. I think there were 3 of these. 3 or 4. But they're all these like wacky designs that you would ink in. So this one you have more coloring to do, where you're actually coloring in the big block that's white. Some of them are cool because that's cool. This is less inking in the traditional sense, like I think of it, as like the following the lines and not doing coloring inking. But it's still very cool, very abstract kind of things to color. And who's saying you can't use color? I mean, you can use all sorts of color on these, on any of them. But thought that was cool. But the backgrounds on these are all gray. These ones too. I think there's 3 or 4 of these volumes of these books, and they're smaller. They're like that 8x8 kind of cozy size. That's the Stress Relief Ink Tracing. Art Brut Edition by Zenline Creations. There's some other pictures of them, like completed. I only got the one because I wasn't sure if I'd like it. But then I found a whole bunch by this company that I thought were pretty cool. It's hard to tell though, because you can't tell what it looks like because you can't see pictures until you actually get the book. So, but this is Neon Ink Press, and this one's Magical Cities. I can't believe how many of these I found. Like, I really can't. This one is not maybe as detailed as the Chroma Ink Editions, but it's right up there. The lines are a little thicker, but these are all cool cityscapes. And you can see them. There's that. Whimsical, or no, wait, that's Magical Cities. Here's Fantasy Homes, which I'm guessing is a lot like fairy homes. Yep. They're cute. Mushroom, Smurf houses. There's a pumpkin for the fall. Or mushrooms. Fantasy homes. Flower women. This is another cool one I found where you can trace the hair and they all have like flowers in their hair or flowers behind them, flowers on their jewelry. So I like this one. She has some sort of comb or something in her hair too. So I liked all these. Flower women. And these are all neon ink press. And this is Whimsical Patterns. Some of them are just abstract. Some of them are just regular standard patterns. Some of them are Zen doodly patterns. One of them was a cityscape. Flowers, sort of mandala shaped patterns. Clouds in the sun. There's a mast. And these ones you can see them all. There's waves. Cities in the clouds. Sun. Lots of suns. Or flowers. Maybe sunflowers. More waves. And flowers. I like this one a lot. I like that one a lot. And then Whimsical. Oh. That's the same. I got two. Well. I guess I can give that one away to someone. And then this one is Relaxing Flowers. I guess since I have an extra book, if you made it to the end of the video here, we're close to the end, let's see. Put a Santa Claus hat or a Santa Claus in the comments. And also let me know what you think of these books and if you use them or if you'd use them a different way. And then I'll enter you in a random selection for that. Whimsical Patterns. This one. Whimsical Patterns ink tracing book. International, I don't care. Relaxing Flowers. And then I have Hidden Fairy Landscapes, which this one looks to be fairy houses. which I have a gazillion of these now. I didn't realize how many fairy houses would be in some of the ones that are just random patterns. This one's really pretty though. The houses are nice. Nicely drawn, tree houses and things. Those are cool. Hidden Fairy Landscapes by Neon Ink Press. So, my favorites are the Neon Ink Press and the Chroma Ink Editions. But if I wanted one that was just an easy one, I would get the, what was it? Figgy or Zingy Designs ones. This one is a reverse coloring book. This is the other one I was going to show you at the beginning. But you just follow the lines around the stuff, but it's already colored in. And it's not white lines. It's just reverse coloring. This one's by Chroma Ink Editions. Oops. They are pretty. Okay. So the only one I haven't showed you is this Botanical one, so we can flip it really fast. I'm starting to lose my voice. Let's see if we can get closer. That looks like a dandelion puff or something. Mushrooms and some flowers. This one's irises, maybe. A pot of, I'm not sure what those are. Carnations or roses or something. There's woods or bamboo. That's bamboo. That one is palm trees? Palms. Yeah, this one's bamboo. These are just separate tree pods. Trees. Mushrooms. Flowers, lily pod. I think that's a lily pad. Cactus. Just leaves. Lotus. Oh, that's a lily pad. I guess that's lotus too, right? Same thing. More cactus. Little hanging succulent things or air plants or whatever they're called. Trees. Fern gully trees. Look like. Mushrooms. I can't remember what the name of that is. The flower. More mushrooms. Oh yeah, this one is mushrooms because I'll show you. My friend did this one. She got the standard size book. Here, I'll pull it up. I'll show you a picture. Okay, 1 second. Almost got it. So she got the big book, and she finished hers today. Isn't that cool? And that's this one. which I thought I got the big book. So I'm going to have to go back and get the big book too, because I think I'd like to do these twice. But anyways, so that's the last one. If anybody has any questions or wants to know about a certain book, let me know. I'm going to try and put markers in where I talked about certain publishers, but I'm not sure. I haven't figured out how to do that yet, but I will try and we will see. But please put any questions in the comments that you have, and don't forget your little Santa Claus or Santa hat, and let me know how you'd use these books. If you just use them like I do to do ink tracing, if you use them for collage, if you use them for something else, let me know. And thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe. It really does help me when you do that. And also share with your friends if this is something you enjoyed. Thank you. Bye.